What's up, Gang? And today we're going to be talking about the power of this new console, this Switch 2, what its power is going to look like, and what we've seen through leaks and insiders talking about things. And before we move on, I do also want to say that these are my opinions on things that I have researched some. I am not stating these as facts. In my past videos that I put out recently, a lot of people are talking about how I was saying stuff and, giving it as a fact and it was wrong and I was being terrible. I'm just saying what my opinion is on things that people have said. I am not stating it as a fact. Like I said, Metroid Prime 4 would be a new console game in my opinion. And people told me that I was being horrible for saying a fact that it was Switch 2 game. I was not. I was saying my opinion is it looks like it's from Switch 2. I'm just giving my opinions, and I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. Before moving into the video, let me remind you that we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I know it's a huge goal, but I'm pretty sure we can do it, so please consider subscribing if you like the content, and we'll jump right in. So first things first, and I actually talked about this in my latest video, that the new console's screen is most likely going to be 60 hertz, meaning it is going to cap you at 60 FPS, because the hertz on a screen also take up a lot of the battery and the power of the console, and because this new console is most likely going to be handheld, and we have a lot of information to back that up, but that's a whole other video. Because it is going to be handheld, I believe it makes sense that this new console will be 60 hertz. That way it will not take up too much power and will be able to last longer without being charged. I mean, is it really a big deal for us to only have 60 hertz? Not really. Not a lot of people really care about that, and for the games made for the console itself, it's not going to make a difference because they're made for that console. The only time you'd be able to realize it is on games that are not specifically made for the new console, games that are on the new console as, cross-console games. But other than that, it's not going to be that noticeable and it'll be perfectly fine. Now, what we definitely will see in the new console most likely is a graphic update. The new console will most likely have a lot of graphics updates, and I'm kind of a tech crazy person, but most of you watching this video probably aren't, so I won't go into exactly what those upgrades are. But when it comes to graphics, it should look better graphically when it comes to lighting and shadows and such. And the Nintendo Switch can pull off very good graphics. We've seen that in Metroid Prime 4, which I have changed my mind. I now think it is a Switch game, just considering that I watched some more, breakdowns of the trailer, and it does look like a Switch game. But aside from that, it does seem like we could see a graphic update, since it just makes sense. That is one of the updates that is most important when releasing a new console. And the updates aren't going to be like, adding a giant graphics card to it. It's not going to be as powerful as an Xbox, most likely, because that's not really what Nintendo aims for. They're not for this being the most powerful console. They're more about the games that are on the console. Now, another thing that we'll definitely and most likely see on the new console is faster load times. We've seen a lot of people, leak this, or a lot of people talking about insiders saying that it's going to have better load times. That just comes as something that you would expect for a new console. New consoles almost always have better load times and better graphics. That's just something that, you automatically think when you're thinking of a new console. Like, those are the things that they mostly prioritize when building a new console. So that is something that just makes sense. Something we could definitely see is a better Wi-Fi chip, because if you've played Splatoon 3 or you've tried downloading a game on a Switch compared to an Xbox or PS5, you know that there is a definite difference. It takes longer to download games, and it has bad connectivity when it comes to connecting to Wi-Fi. Now, it's not a huge problem if we don't get a new Wi-Fi chip, because most people buy the Switch 2 or whatever this next console is, not specifically for power. Same with the FPS and hertz on the screen. If you want to play a high FPS, no input delay game, you play it on a console that is not the Switch. The Switch is made for Mario games and the Zelda games, the games that have the story, and people will buy just for the game, not for the power of the console. A definite thing that we will see is more pixels on the screen. The current Switch has 720 pixels, and we've seen a lot of leaks and insiders saying that this new console will have 1800 1080p screen. Now, this definitely makes sense. It's the standard screen, I'd say, for most things. Most phones have it better now, and the most other handheld consoles have 1080p, but a lot of people were also saying we could see 4K docked. I think that that's possible to see 4K docked and would definitely be great for the marketing of the new console, saying it's 4K, but I'm not exactly sure if we have the power yet to do that. And we could see something more like 1440p, which is the in-between of 4K and 1080p. That would make more sense, but I definitely think that if Nintendo wants to have a very good thing to market with, 4K would be something to say and put on the package. Of course, there's definitely more things than what I've mentioned that are going to be upgraded, but as a person who has built a PC before and is really into the internals and power of new consoles, I wanted to just talk about what this new console would have from the, way that Nintendo looks at things, the way that it would most likely be, and I just wanted to talk about that. If you have any other things that you think are going to be upgraded power-wise for the new console, let me know in the comments. And also let me know what you think about Metroid Prime 4, if it's going to be on the current console or the next one, or possibly both, because there's a lot of different opinions out there and I want to hear yours. And that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Later, guys.